have lobbying here. And so this is why it might seem...
We do, but not to the same degree.
Yes, like AIPAC spends $100 million in our elections. And what that means is that they're able to write fellowships, they're able to pay journalists, they're able to pay people to attack and take down people who speak against their initiatives. And they are... AIPAC, I would say, is very much pro-Likud party, pro-Bibi Netanyahu. And this is why you have seen people like me being attacked the way that they have been attacked for what I believe is just a human stance on what's happening to the Palestinians. I don't care if you had flipped it, if it had not been Israeli.
Team deathmatch. Weapons free, people. Make them hate on them.
But there was a ton of evidence that Bibi Netanyahu was going to take place.
Flashback.
You don't have to speculate on that. What we do know is that they did intercept the hostage plan before it took place, right? The 250 hostages that came out in Haaretz media.
Sending flashback.
Prior warning that the attacks were going to take place. Egypt said that they were being ignored. That was in fact we've been to Israel. We know it's the size of New Jersey. We know that it takes 15 minutes to get from one end to the other, and we know that every 5 feet there's a person in your face holding a gun. That took around for 2 hours without interruption. I find that hard to believe, and this gets to the, I guess you could say, the nucleus of the corruption trial against him, when now he's even arguing with the IDF minister who he hired, am I saying his last name correctly, where they're saying that some money somehow works for them, and they're explicitly accusing him of feeding lies to the Western media. You know, and it's this media doing that, like, when we find out that he had fair knowledge, said that he wanted to take over Palestinian territory. We should find that clip of video very significant with the outdoor reporter to turn off the camera and then speak about his plans for the Palestinians. And so Netanyahu is a monster, and I think the people that are still standing by him is...
Oh, look, here's the little gift that you got to collect. Yeah, so now I'm at 10.
Turn to the Palestinians, who I think have been oppressed for many decades. I made no secret of that. But what Hamas did on behalf of the Palestinian people was so my question would be, let's go back to what should be Israel's response to, given the scale of it?
Is very capable of a surgical tactical response. But they could we just watched the which is very important to the point, because if they could do that to 3,000 Hezbollah terrorists, they want to take it over, and I believe that, and you can see this why do they have settlers holding many documents? That seems strange. So this quickly, we have settlers taking over territory, hanging, children's toys.
What should Israel have done, though?
They should have just given it to terrorists.
How can you do that?
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Maybe a minister, what I can say is, it seems pretty precise, and there have been many examples of them doing that in the past. So I just don't buy the BS of, we actually just have to take down entire towers and buildings. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, I'm not an engineering major, but if you're telling me that there's a tunnel under everywhere, you can't get a tunnel on a couple of poles to render it completely useless.
Sending
flashback. They had to move the entire place to refugee camps. Like you said, I think their goal, and what they do, they have all these policies where they kill a certain amount of Palestinians every year.
Hostile blast trap.
Israeli defense force operating in a highly accountable and environment. Interpretation of events
for years. I worked for Prager University, I worked for Daily Wire, and so I to this entire career. I think we go back to my podcast generation.
Back at you.
Versus the person who, as you described it, as you are still, but you're kind of a combo, who hears the thud of the newspaper
Yeah.
and reads the newspaper and believes that this has become
Priming Simtex.
it's very different. Social media completely transformed my perspective on what's happening in Israel and Palestine, and I'm disgusted with myself for not being more
Yeah, but
awake.
that's interesting because can social media also, can it wrongly skew the narrative? In other words, can it reinforce one view, which is very quickly established, and I was astonished how quickly it became anti-Israel and very pro-Palestinian sort of stroke Hamas in many cases. I found that quite terrifying that was the case, notwithstanding how we treated before that. Could it be, I mean, you're a very smart
Enemies
person,
exam
but you
the
said
tree
that
line.
you're affected by social media. Incredibly partisan behind the Palestinians, almost immediately. Looking back at
Throwing flash.
anything Israel could have done, given that Hamas were embedded themselves in
Semtex incoming.
and how they could have attacked us.
Do that again. I fucking dare you.
Everyone's expecting like you said, and being a therapist, there were way past that. So this isn't
Simtex
even
armed.
pushed anymore. There had to have been a response. What the response would have been? Like I said, they allowed this attack to happen, and I think this function trial will tell us much more. My instincts are telling me yes, but to go back to your question about whether or not social media.
Breaking out rocket launcher.
We just had to rely on legacy media.
Did you believe what we were
Sending a
saying?
Simtex.
When I first saw it, I kind of wanted to wait. You know, I was trying to just sort through everything.
I see it.
I'm getting my information because I ended up signing up for threats in Israeli newspapers because they're practicing it. They're calling this an ethnic cleansing. If Israeli newspapers are calling this an ethnic cleansing, why do we not have people in the
Simtex armed.
to courage to call it the same? It's really not accepted. Why on earth would this media or this Israeli newspaper be anti-Semitic and want to see the undoing of Jews? Again, this goes back to AIPAC and back to lobbying. But yeah,
Planet are giving up. Do it down. If not, get to work.
essentially everything that I had was very sensitive about Jews. That would be existential. Again, that's what the Holocaust is. And truly seeing some of the Holocaust movies and these factory settings where I instantly shed that.
Priming Simtex.
All operated to your nearest CCP. We just got our ass
Marshall
kicked.
dealers are
They
best.
just assumed they were telling the truth. It was kind of like, I got this wrong. So when I started talking about that, I someone specifically critical. Again, jump into politics, and there's a certain perspective that you're supposed to have in America. There's communism, you're supposed to kind of marry yourself to it. And despite all of the things that I now kind of blush when I look back on, that I sort of had those factory settings, they never kind of just like routinely dismissed me. They just kind of were like, well, she's bought and paid for. Never called me an Islamophobe, whatever it is. I just want to be fair. And I want to be fair. If something happened tomorrow and a week's place in America and a bunch of Jews were killed and targeted, I want to stand on my platform and say what's happening to Jewish people is wrong. I'm not married to hating Jews because I think what Netanyahu is wrong. It's doing is wrong. It's nothing to do with the Jewish people at large. It's a foreign state. He's allowed to be criticized in the same way that I criticize Biden, in the same way that people criticize Trump. I'm criticizing Bibi Netanyahu, and I think the ICC got it correct in pursuing an arrest against him.
Do you think Hamas are terrorists?
Absolutely. If you kill civilians, you're a terrorist organization. That was always very clear.
If they played any part in the government afterwards?
I would struggle to see how it would be a possibility.
this time of Syria? Because interestingly, you said the fall of Bashar al-Assad is not a good thing. Why?
Well, it just kind of going backwards, and I also want to be careful here because I try not to be an expert on things that I don't know enough about, and that's why I usually have people on my show and stop on and get deeper on the topic of Syria.
I had him on last week.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's super.
Actually, him on the top American general and a fascinating debate because they agreed about a lot more than I think they thought they would agree about. It was really interesting. Actually, we had a civilized conversation between two people you think are impeccably opposed. Actually, often they found them common ground and they're fair-minded.
Exactly. And so I always say, I like to take time, and I view my show as a place where me. I'm not a snob. I don't pretend that I know everything, and I have the humility to admit when I've gotten things wrong and to adjust my opinions. You know, on the topic of Syria, it has been pretty clear to me and everyone. I'm grateful that J.D. Vance even said it. This is what it was in the mass killed Christians. It just seems like
Free for all. We have our orders. See it through.
So far, since the toppling of Al-Assad, in fact, what you'll see is a lot of the warnings of XYZ. They're not going to. But certainly what is fascinating to me, the interplay of what's happening in Syria. You've got this guy who used to be radical, and he's clearly in his to a much more moderate position in the last few years. And he's taken challenge and he's continued to sound and speak like that. And he's got that people may have thought he would, and that includes specifically the fact that Syrian Christians are not at the moment being subjected to any kind of surprise and encouraged by that.
To be honest with you, because I traveled over here and then I was sick with it, I read bad and
Yeah, I love it. Well researched.
Listen, about the broader conversation of Israel's involvement, which I showed on my show, it's important, you know, them admitting that they
Yeah, all good time.
all of this is just
You're definitely not gonna get elected.
just keep calling yourself victims, and you've been caught so many times funding rebels, you know, giving rebels weapons to pursue Israel's aims in the region. I think that our and I am happy with this conversation. Really think through these things because, in terms of America, at least, there's a major
It's not just some of the other big stories. Shooting of the he's a hard assassin, Luigi Mangione. In fact, he's just a cold-blooded assassin.
You think it's good because look, maybe we are I think so like that someone said that when I hold a trial that, you know, 15,000 of else keeps
makes any sense anymore, so I'm not even sure what the aims of this new show are, but yeah, they're not commenting on his looks. Really, what it's fostering, I think it's more important, is a discussion on healthcare in general in America that people tend to not understand because it's just
NHS. Not perfect by any means, but it does mean that you can get here today, you fall over and break your leg, you're going to get free healthcare in this country. You're not going to have to be doing something you want to pay them, they'll give you a painkiller. And there's something amazing about that system. In America, injuries, bruises, I remember somebody, as I was in and out of consciousness, wanted to know how I pay for this. And it was quite scary, having been used to the NHS. That is real America, and I can afford to pay for it. Imagine if if you couldn't, these healthcare companies are operating at like a 30% denial rate at the moment. So a lot of people are dying because they're being denied cover.
That's exactly right. And what people don't understand is it's not a marker of a failed free market system. It's not a free market system at all. What's wrong with American healthcare is it's a fully operating drug cartel. The insurance companies are making deals. You got like the government involved. I say it's always the exact same investment cartels were actually accomplished in America. Partnership between the government, the insurance companies, and the pharmaceutical giants. And they decide on pricing, they blindfold you, they send you in there. It's all about price gauging and seeing how much money they can make. Of these health insurance companies entirely is immensely more affordable. Basic surgery being a classic example of that. Years ago, when the insurance companies were involved, that would be $40,000 for an eye. For both eyes is $4,500 because insurance now defines coverage. So it's nobody cares about real money comes in. But even though I disagree with that very strongly, especially when it happens, the loved ones or something.
Big story where he was obviously a veteran Marine and this guy suddenly the guy dies. I never thought that initially when it comes to court. Fortunately, I felt that justice was done. He's now been seen with trial. But what was interesting to me was leader of BLM in New York, Hawk Newsom, said we need some black vigilantes. Truckers and killers are being loud. Framing of them being loud as if that was all that Trump needed to do it. There were the witnesses there at the time. And the children, they all said it was the most terrifying experience they've ever had on a Sunday. Being loud, this being incredibly frightening, being potentially very dangerous. Said already in prison for life. Being died in the process. That's somebody that needs apprehending to protect people, innocent people. It's not someone being noisy, which this guy then wants to flip into potential deadly action against people that try and stop us.
Yeah. There's no exact he is there's no question about it. People have never seen him. I met him on friendly terms. I was like, hey, let's just have a conversation. He's angry when he sees a white person and sort of buys into the whole narrative and truly can't do if a white person is there. So he's not someone that should be paid attention to.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO.
Young kids like I do, like Daniel Penny's hero. It's exactly what you want to take place. The only lack of justice here is the fact that we had to go through the court system law. As opposed to it's been thank you so much. Here's a using the people's lives.
Is you know what I've got.
I know what you've got.
Despite all the efforts of people like vigilante violence,
You're being outplayed, Crimson One. Step it up.
even on a tiny secondly, the attempt
I mean, oh yeah, I gotta get one or two more.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
It's basically given up.
Damn it, Crimson, that's not good enough.
This is Kumar. Grab the wounded. Make way to exfil.
Actually, this time around, people weren't having.
Look, best play.
We've seen it. Those two things, both with Trump and with this.
See what it was.
Really interesting.
What I'm saying is just like the media, the mainstream media, When he said we're essentially writing these pieces as an echo chamber to
I like getting
ourselves.
best play.
That's exactly what it is. And so it's funny because I almost forgot that Trump was literally Adolf Hitler for years. And now I'm anti-Semite of the year. Words don't have meaning anymore. So you have the media writing articles to themselves, the elitists, the journalists, and they have the rest of the real world. And we kind of understand about what's happening, free speech, making ideas, voting for Trump not because Adolf Hitler, but because
All right, I'm at 13. I only need 47 more to get the new weapon.
Why you should vote for her because she's a woman. I mean, these are it's really common sense.
That's a big a while, but it's the event is for 12 days, so we have time. Oh, Candy Crush, give you something to work towards.
Because he not only did it with the White House, the Senate, the House, the popular vote, the Electoral College. He's now just for 15 million of ABC over being defamed by George Stephanopoulos. And what's interesting to me is that was a massive blow. The legacy media to basically admit we lied about Trump, we have to give him $15 million. Right? We're seeing a lot of big wins. It was Times Person of the Year, etc., etc. So stock exchange, really like a top 3 hero. Changed in the way that Trump's victory is being treated. It how it was last time. I think he's kind of it's defeated the people that were so intent on destroying him. In such spectacular fashion, they basically thrown the towel.
I wonder that they were intent on destroying him. You know, we should really discuss what the Trump win was really about. It was something so much bigger than that. You know, when you had this man come down the escalator back in 2015, and you had him make a declaration, he said, "You are fake news. You are fake news." And nobody really knew what to do. Everyone was like, "What do you?" Everyone was existing under the still being legacy media. Simply outclass this guy. Who's this guy? Billionaire from New York.
Hardpoint. Use of deadly force has been approved. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy grenade!
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure.
Send it Semtex! That's 5 kills.
Hardpoint located. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
However useless they are, Hollywood rounds around the Democrats.
Hardpoint is active.
Occasion, having tried to
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
But you can see them all standing on the actually believe this guy should be serving under 4 years. And then eventually because they'd rather do that than admit the truth. And then when they flipped in Kamala Harris, it was exactly the same thing. It's like, we know best, we're going to
Hardpoint identified.
Semtex out!
Interesting one.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the Democrats lost the election. It's not that even Trump didn't even have to win. They just lost it.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
You know, they just, yeah, more than anyone else. Like, they just had the worst, shittiest campaign and didn't connect with anybody. So it's like, that's on you guys. Abortions and trans, like make all kids trans and make them have an abortion.
Hardpoint is secure.
Like, bro.
Captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
I know, it's very horseshit.
stage thing to do with it.
I don't see how people like the M4.
Say they've been patient.
Hardpoint
Great hit
located.
marker.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. It's like not
Hostiles have the hard point.
Come on.
doing this at the same time. Out of the system.
Hard point is active. Hard point is secure.
It's necessary density to have so we can go back to fostering
See, it's hard to. I would say he didn't kill Hollywood, did he? He's not Hollywood. Movie stars is all the country votes.
Not this time, you son of a bitch. Send in Semtex.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Send in flashbang.
You're going to see there'll be no more of these. Insult Trump, insult his supporters.
This guy that's talking right now, when Trump first got elected, he was one of the biggest haters of Trump. Never would ever say anything nice about him. Hated him, called him out. You couldn't convince him that Trump was a good person, that Trump was competent. He was one of the biggest haters of all. And then one conversation with Trump, and he completely switched. He's been a supporter ever since. This is like in 2015, 2014, before his first election. Or after his first election, something like that. This is like wild. You know, but I remember how I used to like watching his show because I was like, okay, at least this guy gets why everyone hates Trump. Like, Trump's such an asshole. I mean, I was a never Trumper. I never thought there would be a world where I would ever vote for Trump. Like, that's how bad the election got. Like, I've never even voted for a Republican candidate ever. Not one time.
Hardpoint located.
That was a big part of it.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Like, his ego is so high that he has to do a good job, you know? It's not like the first time where it was kind of like, fuck you for all your haters, fuck you for all the people who thought I couldn't do it. I'm gonna make this, make this benefit me the most possible. Now I feel like, you know, I'm old, I'm a billionaire, my kids are set for life, I've already got the legacy and the history of doing this. Now what's the only thing I haven't done is actually do a good job, you know, like actually leave a really good lasting legacy for everybody, you know, and for what you can say what you want about Trump, but he's always had black people around him, he's always had white women around him, he's always had the gay man around him. He's not like he might be racist inside, like he might not want Hispanics and more black people at his, you know, golf clubs and shit. You know, like any white guy, right? Not like that, but you know what I mean? But it's not like he doesn't value them. Not that he doesn't put people down. That's like, yeah, where it comes from, right? Yeah, he's like kind of on it. Somewhat. Like, in a terrible, like, in an insensitive way, like, in a not nice way. He's kind of on it.
Hardpoint located.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Deploying Santo.
Hardpoint is secure.
Yeah, that's why it's like the boys' room. Like, you know, if you're in the locker room with your friends, you'll say all types of crazy shit you would never want to say in public. Someone real who'll just be like, yeah, that's how it is. I'm a man's man. Like a nice boy, yeah.
Hardpoint locked down.
Get down. Frag.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the same category, but trying to get where you're coming from there.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
Yeah.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Spring mine was disrupted.
Hardpoint locked down.
Frag.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Assaulting through.
So I was 3 hours late because I was with Russell Brand doing his Under the Skin podcast. This is amazing. This happened stuff for the podcast. I was equal Russell Brand.
Hardpoint is secure.
Grenading.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Stand turret ready for deployment.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint located. Hostiles have the
I need eyes
hardpoint.
overhead.
UAV established overhead.
Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint is secure.
Sound turret established.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
UAV fuel check 50%.
I will say that it was just space. It didn't take
Flashbang out.
Her husband's this like British white man, but apparently he brought her to Christ or to religion or something. He's like very smart on religion, and he guided her.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
Yeah, I respect her because she like lifts him up, exalts him, like he's everything to me. He makes me a better person, stuff. Like it's hard for someone like so strong, independent like this to be like, no, I might be a hard ass in my work life and in my personal life, but when it comes to my man, I'm gentle. I'm weak, but you know, like even look how many. Once she met him, she started having kids, and she's like, now she's like, wow, that's the best thing I've ever could have done for myself. You know, I was seeking business and whatever. Doing pretty good this match. Got him.
Hardpoint is secure.
Trying to collect all these Christmas things. I've gotten like 3 or 4 this match. It's one of the best ones I've gotten so far.
Hardpoint is active.
I guess it's lucky.
Time to hurry up. Close it down. Hardpoint locked down.
Get down. Frag.
Which 5 celebrities this was not a good
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure.
Deco, give me a UAV.
Oh wow.
Hardpoint
Damn it.
identified. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down. All units prepare for exfil.
Not a bad ending.
Crack on. Mission areas are dispatch cleanup crew.
All right.
I used to think Piers Morgan was kind of like this now years ago, kind of like a nerd, like kind of like a just like a weak man, like a little slime ball. But now I actually respect him. I feel like he maintained his opinion. He's not flip flopping. He's not afraid to be against what everybody would want or things. Like it just seems like he's like I wouldn't say a real one, but like he holds his own. Like he's not just gonna just say what's agreeable.
Who's next big heavyweight star? The guy who just won the interim title.
Sorry, how many am I? I'm at 15 points. I almost want to just change the gun just to actually level something else up since I already got this one's pretty much leveled up. I don't know which one's a better gun.
UFC is now one of the biggest sports in America, if not the world, surpassing the NHL.
At what point do you feel that
the big
UFC will surpass stuff like, well, let's just say like boxing, or like
the UFC arena? That feeling is mutual. One of the rising superstars of this new all-American
like 20 years, never, that's the question.
Domination. Remind the fugitives that actions have consequences. Securing C. Taking Bravo underway. Zone C secure.
You're saying it almost is already beating the boxing. I like that. Good answer.
Securing B.
So has it already surpassed boxing, or is it close to boxing?
Taking A. We're winning. Keep it that way. Losing B. All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back.
Oh, that's like not even real boxing. That's like a joke.
They're taking C.
Yeah. Honestly, the big fights, it's almost like people you don't even know. Like you said.
We're losing Charlie.
Based on what you're saying, it's almost like Jake Paul is already beatboxing. Like, what are you talking about? It's already, it's already better.
Enemy grenade.
Not as much different stuff options, less weapons. UFC's always different.
Sending Semtex.
Never ever. Okay, what about?
Controlling Bravo.
Impact grenade.
Taking Alpha.
Ooh, okay. Can I switch a question? Do you ever think that UFC stuff like that, mixed martial arts, will become more of a high school or college sport? Like right now, there's wrestling. There's no real boxing. There's no nothing like that.
Next call, left arm strike, inbound. Taking B. Hostile UAV established overhead. We lost Alpha.
Eyes on enemy Molotov.
Securing Zone A. Taking Bravo underway. Bravo zone secure. We lost C.
It's a team sport. Difference between a team sport and not a team sport.
Taking C. Taking A. Control Zone C.
Do you feel that? I was just going to say, for me, it's literally.
It's different, like instead of like a wrestling.
Taking Alpha.
So your answer is yes. You feel like it'll never be a popular high school sport. That was my question. I'm just clarifying. Don't have to get upset. It's not like that.
In all honesty, when I find out just completely calm and see it.
Semtex out. Taking flash.
We lost Charlie. Securing Charlie.
Yeah, be out of school because you got a broken leg now. Yeah, it's too dangerous. You can't like sustain it, and it's not like these kids are getting paid. Like, oh, you lost your eyeball in the fucking senior year, making zero money. Even at college level, it's like they risk their lives because they're getting paid for it. You know? Yeah, that's a good point. Like in wrestling, it's not like you're gonna, you know, get so fucked up that you have to get surgery most of the time. You know? Yeah, that's a good. I like that. I like that point more.
Another person who watched it was Donald Trump, who was in the audience. Yep. I mean, he was a unit. Yeah, and he took me off like first round down.
Taking A.
See that answer? Thank you.
We're losing Charlie.
Incoming stun.
Losing Bravo. Taking Alpha.
So you're telling me that was really fine, but when I get in that position, I just see this
I've gotten like 5 more in this match, or at least 3 I think so far. But there's still some time. I'm trying a new gun. This is a different gun. Like,
Securing Zone A.
I've been using that one for a while. Kind of, what's the point of 611? Got all the attacks.
B locked down. Securing Alpha.
Watch my eyes.
Hold your position.
Hostile Molotov.
We're losing Alpha.
Oh.
Losing B.
Hostile stun.
We lost A.
You can hold the spit like this.
Objective capture underway.
Bravo is on.
Flashbang out. Tossing Semtex. Stun inbound. Spring mines.
They're taking C. We lost C.
Wow, that's crazy for him to say that. I've never heard Dana say that.
You and John Jones, the biggest fight you have seen.
Dana always says, no, I don't want to do a stadium. It takes away from the experience. It's too big. It's like he says in stuff. I want everyone to have a good view, so that's why I don't do stadiums, yada yada. So for Dana to go on record to say, for that fight, we wouldn't have to do a stadium, it's like shocking.
Go, Charlie, lockdown.
Tossing Semtex.
See, I was expecting to maybe negotiate.
Bravo locked. All zones
Initiating
are being
objective
locked
control.
down.
He said,
Hostile shooter.
Wow. It's so funny because I'm pretty sure Dana's giving John Jones everything he wants, like most expensive fight of UFC history, whatever. But like, what does that equal for Dana White? I don't even think he's reaching 20 million, but I'm pretty sure that'd be nothing. Like Dana could pay 20 million and still make a huge profit. So I almost feel like, what's really John Jones asking for? 8 million, 10, 12, realistically? You know what I mean? So Dana's probably like, this fight's big enough where I could pay both these fighters 25 million, maybe even 50, and still make a profit. So he's probably just like, that's probably why he's telling this guy, like, oh, we're going to make this fight. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. This fight's happening. Because he's probably like, bro, right now I pay John Jones 5 to 8 million per fight. He's probably going to want a few million more. Even if he asks for 20, we could make it happen, type energy. I feel like John Jones is a decent, like he's smart enough to like hold out and create a narrative and ask for more pay, but he's not good enough to get 20 million what he's worth. You know what I mean? Like he might be like look at Conor. Conor isn't even getting a better contract. And Connor's like, oh, well, I'm the face of UFC, this and that. And they're like, not really, bro. Like, you used to be. Like they won't even let Conor out of his contract. Like, he thinks he's like, Conor thinks he's the UFC. And Dana's like, sorry, buddy, you don't have to fight. Like, you could just retire. You have so much money already. We can't afford to pay you that. Like, what are you thinking? You're like, not even ranked. So that's kind of why I like Dana, because he's like, I don't care who you are. Just because you ask for money doesn't mean I'm going to give it to you.
They're right where we want them.
So it's kind of like interesting. It's just interesting to me, this negotiation, because I feel like for Dana to be like, okay, this fight's happening. Next fight for John Jones, Tom Aspinall, or not at all. For him to say all this shit, he's probably like, he probably sees the negotiation more than John Jones understands. Like, okay, John, you're arguing about 2-3 million more. I'm going to play hard to get because I know this fight will make 100 million profit anyway. So, like, he wouldn't say that if John Jones was seriously like, oh, if I don't get paid 50 million for this fight, I'm not doing it. What Dana would say is, oh, this fight's not happening. John Jones doesn't want to fight. John Jones is fine with this career.
There is not enough money in Dana White's bank. Whichever one he's with. There's not enough money in that bank to get me in a ring with you.
That's basically saying, this is what we offer him. If he's willing to fight for that, we got a spot for him. I'm not going to chase his ass.
What's still differentials? Where would you say he has the edge, and where do you have the edge?
Well, he's amazing at everything. He's amazing at everything.
Even though I think he should, I think it'd be a great fight. People want to see it. It'd make profit. But that's just not how he does business.
Possess a power that he's never seen before.
And he really has. That's the I thought Dana's comeback was going to be like, oh, haha, the cash cow is back. Lay out the red carpet for me. I want to fight the champs. I want to be paid the most. And Dana was just like, who knows if Conor will ever fight again. Don't listen to what he says.
That's all I want.
Nothing. No contract has been signed yet. He'll fight when he's ready. Very opposite to what Conor's saying. Hey, I'm fighting in January.
What do you feel about him?
I don't know Conor McGregor. I've never met him.
Right, I love that. I love that he can hold his own. And that's what he did with Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, even made us wait for 2 extra years,
In
fought
2023,
that
you said
boring
that
ass fight against Sirhan just to get out of his contract, and even the UFC was willing to give him everything, $8 million a fight, all this shit, and then he's like, well, now I'll agree, but you got to give every fighter health care for life. And it's like, what? Like, how does that make sense for like the low people who will never get ranked and fight one time in UFC?
Exactly what all that
Like,
means.
that's just not.
I don't think it was a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
And it just showed how Francis Ngannou was not interested in doing good business. He was just wanted to hurt the UFC.
I just said,
Have you met him?
No.
I don't think John Jones
Well,
has that
have you met him?
Nothing
I want
against
to hurt the UFC.
Unless,
I mean, you're
So I think they have more control.
I'm not interested.
For Dana right now, he doesn't care if
It's fine.
John
What do you
Jones
think? I mean,
or
he's obviously just
Conor
been
McGregor ever
found
fight again.
guilty of raping a
Because
woman.
he knows
What
that
do you think of
A,
I actually don't know the ins
he
and
owns
outs of
them,
it.
and B,
But if he is guilty,
he's
I would just
underpaying them from what their popularity is. Overpaying them compared to other fighters in the UFC, but underpaying them compared to what they bring in. And I feel kind of sad though, because they should be allowed to break their contract. Like, I don't know how it's a fair way for both parties. Like, I'm not saying that it makes sense for anyone to just say, fuck the UFC, I'm going to cut my contract after, you know? Like, there has to be a way that's fair, you know what I mean?
Is it fear or is it adrenaline stroke apprehension of making a mistake?
Right. Right, like I built up your personality. I built up your career. Like your name brand is tied with the UFC. Why should I just give it away to some other company to earn money off of it? So you're right. That's why the contracts aren't easily broken. And I respect like the legal side of it of, okay, this is how the contracts are written and it's made so, you know, like they're mutually beneficial. You signed it. You obviously agreed to the terms. But I wish there was a way. Like, I wish there was a way you could say, hey, Dana, I don't think, let's just say Conor. Dana, I'm not going to get up to the belt again. I'm not at the level of these top fighters anymore. I want to do influencer boxing. I want to do bare knuckle fighting. I don't see myself doing these last 5 fights in your organization. It'll take me 10 years to do these last 5 fights. Can I break the contract? I feel like there should legally be a way to be like, okay, you know what? Contract's broken, but you can't fight for 2 years. Or something like that. Okay, contract's broken, but it's a 2-year wait limit before you're allowed to fight with anyone else. Something. Because it really feels like fucked up, like they can't get out of their contract. You know, like, it's kind of like, like a legal fee. Right, or even like burn the bridges with Dana.
Sending a syntax.
Yeah. Right. That's where I'm at. Where it's kind of like there has to be a way where it's like fair, you know. Like with my doctors, like when they're working in a permanent job, and every contract's different, everybody's different. Like sometimes they have to give back their signing bonus, stuff like that. So it's not like it's the same every time. But most of the doctors that I work with, it's like a 30, 60, or 90 days notice to break your contract. You know, so it's like okay, I found another job. You know, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, but it's like 90 days. So I feel like that's fair, and even for like I said, some new doctors. They'll be like, oh, you just finished college. We're going to give you a $50,000 sign-on bonus, which you get to keep as long as you work 2.5, 3 years. Like, it's your money as long as you work with us for 3 years. You get in the mix in the hospital, terrible situation, or you get a way better offer 1.5 years in, and you're like, I'm sorry, I got to break this contract. I'm going to go do something else. Okay, we'll give us back that $50,000 we gave you. You know? Like, that's, I think, fair. It sucks too, but right. Oh, I tell my doctors break that shit. Take back the bonus. That's just a few weeks of working. I tell them to break that shit constantly. But I think for UFC fighters, it's different because doctors are very like are smarter, have a good head on their shoulders. So they're the type of people who will get that bonus, and if they don't put it directly into the student loans, they'll save it. You know what I mean? Like they'll have that money there. Like until they know that it's cleared, like this is my money, they'll save that money. Like they've never been like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have used the money for a house, like whatever. Where fighters are different. Like, they'll have multiple cars, like shoes, like all this shit. So I don't think that contract would work for fighters on like give back the money because they won't have the money. That's where I'm coming from with that. I don't think fighters will be able to do it. Right. Well, I feel like if Dana knew that he could get money back from these fighters, he'd put that in contract. I think he knows that there's just no way they're going to pay you back for this shit. So that's why he pretty much just owns them. I don't know. I guess like when I look at like Conor's situation, it's like I know Conor would love to fight like the influencers of the world and make it back. I know Conor would love to be able to just do shit outside of UFC, and there's no point for him to pretend that he's still going to be a top UFC fan. So it's kind of like, man, I see where this is a shitty deal, this contract, because yeah. But he could fight on drugs like Jake Paul, KSI, you know. He doesn't have to be at the top performance to have a stupid influencer boxer. But to be decent in UFC, he's really got to be dedicated, dialed in.
Tighten up and show some spine.
So they do, just answer the question, they do, but it's different. They'll probably drug test you the day before the fight. It's not like you saw the U.S. National Drug Agency going around drug testing at 5, 6 in the morning every 3-4 days for months randomly. For USADA, you have to tell them.
Someone call Woods to collect our sorry asses.
What? You got me. Hello?
Kill order. Eliminate the HVTs. Protect your own. The lead is ours. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Send in Semtex.
We're falling behind, Crimson. They got our HVT.
Inside the crate right here.
Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. Enemy HVT is down. We've taken the lead. Stay on task. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. We took out their HVT. Our HVT has been eliminated. Hostile HVT located. Hostiles reclaimed the lead. Ida, you're the HVT.
Arming spring mine.
Enemy HVT is down. Protect our HVT.
Bullshit, bro. I don't know what the fuck you
Spring mine was disrupted.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Semtex out.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out.
Incoming flashbang.
HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. We took out their HVT.
Semtex front.
They got our HVT. Hostile HVT located. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe.
Hostile impact.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire.
Semtex out.
Enemy HVT is down.
Stun inbound.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out.
Incoming flashbang.
fire. Keep the package safe. We took out their HVT. Our HVT has been eliminated. Hostile HVT located. Protect our HVT. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. They got our HVT. There's a mole among us. Find them.
Eyes on shock charge. Hostile impact.
Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Our HVT has been eliminated. Enemy HVT is down. Protect our HVT. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. They got our HVT. You are our HVT. Stay alert. We've given up the lead. We claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
Eyes on enemy Molotov. I'm down.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. We're winning. Keep it that way. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. We took out their HVT. Hostile HVT located. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Stand down. We have what we came for.
Let's fucking go, baby!